That's how you have to look at it. He was fantastic today, and you get that performance, and he starts doing that at this time. I think that bodes well for us as we get into postseason. And he was simply phenomenal today, and he's actually been pretty darn good the last few outings. So that was a huge plus for us.
In the fifth inning, it looks like, or after he gave up those two singles, you went out to the mound, talked to him. He strikes out the side after that. What was the nature of that conversation?
Just good coaching. No, it's just slowing things down a little bit for him and executing his pitches, and he did exactly that. And that's all him. And just as part of that, what you're seeing in front of your eyes is the maturation process of guys. Maybe last year or maybe early in the season, he lets the anxiety grow. I think he's just getting himself under control and recognizes the fact that if he continues to execute his pitches, he has the real ability to get out of it. And that was one more step in proving that to himself and the team today.
What's the bigger piece of his start, the 11 strikeouts or the no walks?
You look at the throwing strikes. Honestly, getting ahead and using the secondary and mixing up in the zone. You do that, you're going to have a chance to win.
Is that his key, is when he can command the fastball like that, how it opens up everything else?
Yeah, everything else coming off that, and being able to locate that secondary stuff.
Because he didn't get a full season in last year, do you think it's just been one of those things where it's taken him like half of this year or into the second half before he really started to put this together?
Yeah,
he has the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's just getting out there and performing and over again, and experiencing those successful situations and knowing there's a difference between knowing and thinking, but knowing that you can get out of bad situations and knowing what that feels like and learning. So I think what you're seeing, and I said to his question, is you're kind of seeing that development piece right in front of your eyes.
Carter was in here talking about how he feels like the last couple of weeks he's finally been able to start to see the ball better and is finally coming around. What have you seen in him trying to work out of what's been an up and down year at the plate for him?
Yeah, just cutting the swing down a little bit, staying within himself, not trying to do too much. And if you got a guy like that, to middle ladder part of your order, being able to still hurt you with one swing, it certainly is good for him, but it's very good for us too. So I think it's just him working hard at his craft, hard at his trade, to get better and do what it takes to help the team win.
Tracy, what are your feelings going into next week? Just in general, like how the team's playing and what you'd like to see from them.
Well, welcome. I didn't know you were here. How was the beer today?
Beer was great, very refreshing.
Look forward to seeing a picture on Twitter with a beer.
It was a little bit hot so I needed it.
This has been, as you know, it's been a couple of years of a little disappointment, but it's been a couple of years of guys working to get to this point. And as difficult as this loss is, if we win this thing, certainly you feel different as a competitor, but it has nothing to do with postseason. Now is everybody starts 0-0, and it's just like today, this season or this series against a really good opponent who's arguably one of the better teams in the country on paper.